The man using this gas pump is creating the perfect conditions for a disaster. Retired Tech Sergeant Robert Cluis fills 5 gas cans in the bed of his pickup truck on a U.S. Air Force base in San Antonio, Texas. He has no idea that he's about to become the victim of a seemingly harmless, yet potentially deadly phenomenon: static electricity.
Static electricity can start a fire anytime that flammable liquids are falling or being pumped. They self-generate static electricity. Just the fact of gasoline falling out of a nozzle into any device will generate static.
Experts always advise filling gas cans on the ground to discharge any static buildup. But Sergeant Cluis's cans are resting on the truck's insulated bedliner. The cans are not grounded, and the static charge has nowhere to go.
Static electricity is always looking for a way to equalize or dissipate. So once you remove the nozzle from the can that you're filling, you're going to generate that spark.
And a spark is all it takes. The startled sergeant drops the 5-gallon cans he's just filled. The gasoline spills everywhere, on the ground, in his truck, but worse, on his legs. He runs and then wisely drops and rolls. A good Samaritan removes his shirt and tries to beat the flames down. Another man, Tech Sergeant Edward Jones, joins him.
I saw a man engulfed in flames running across the parking lot. So I immediately ran over to him as fast as I could. I took my uniform top and attempted to smother the flames on him. When I did this, I burned my hands. I jumped back and tried to do it again.
As they desperately continue to flail at the flames, a woman joins the effort. But the fire on Cluis's legs keeps reigniting. Sergeant Jones has to think fast.
Looked around, I saw the water reservoirs that people used to clean their windshields with, so I ripped the windshield reservoirs off the wall and dumped it on his legs.
But it doesn't work. So he goes back for another reservoir. As the moments tick by, it's pure pandemonium.
A lot of people were screaming. There was a lot of horror, I think, for some people. It was just a lot of chaos at the time.
The second reservoir finally extinguishes the flames. The victim lies in quiet agony. But now the rescuers discover a much greater danger.
After we'd extinguished the flames, someone had screamed out that this statement of "she's gonna blow."
As they quickly carry Sergeant Cluis to a waiting car, thick black smoke fills the station.
When I looked off in the distance past this vehicle, I saw what they were talking about. There was a giant petroleum tanker that was refueling the gas station at the time. And if there was really any point where I was really scared, that's when I started to get a little bit frightened.
But the tanker had already shut off its fueling valves, and the station manager has turned off all the pumps. When the fire department arrives, they quickly extinguish any further threat. The victim is taken to the base hospital, where he's treated for third-degree burns on his legs.
He's on the road to recovery, and that just makes me feel great.
Static electricity is seen as more of a nuisance than a mortal threat. But when conditions are right, all it takes is a single spark to turn a routine trip to the gas station into a tragedy. Fortunately, Sergeant Robert Cluis was surrounded by people who truly gave the shirts off their backs to save his life.